Hi and welcome. I think folks are just signing in, and as a FYI, I do have everybody muted and I have cameras turned off. So if you're wondering why you can't see yourself, that's why. But if you don't mind using the chat box just to confirm if you can hear, you can just say hi or yay or awesome. Hi. Perfect. Okay, so we have a good number of people who are supposed to join. So I'm going to give it just another minute. So if there's anything that you want to grab that will just allow you to set the space, if there's like your crystal, if you want to light a candle, or just anything that you might want to have around, just take a moment to grab that now. And then, like I said, we'll just get started in another minute. Hi. Actually turn. So again, just for folks who are just joining in as a FYI, I'm going to be having everybody on mute and cameras off, and I'll tell you why once we officially get started. Okay. So again, if there's anything that you want to grab that will allow you to set your space, you can grab that. So if you're sitting on the floor, you know, if you want to grab a cushion, a pillow, something to sit on, a blanket. Right. All right, so we'll start at 7:33. Okay. And remember, your job is to tell me who wants to come in. Okay. Okay. My co-host here. All right, so we'll go ahead and start our meditation. Thank you to everybody who was able to join. Just with everything that is just going on in our current social situation, I just felt compelled as a wellness practitioner to just offer something to community, to humanity, and I felt like with everything that's happening, it definitely can cause a sense of anxiety, of stress, you know, that feeling of uncertainty. And I figured the best thing that I could offer is a meditation and just a space where folks could find a moment of peace, maybe find a practice that they can use as we move into these next, you know, few days and weeks ahead. And again, just to find a place where you can calm the mind, where you can tell the central nervous system to calm down. When we're in a space like we're in right now with the news and everything is just kind of on alert, it can keep your central nervous system on alert, and that keeps the anxiety running and that keeps the stress going. So when you do practices such as breathing, deep breathing, meditation, things like that, gentle movements such as yoga, it signals to the body to just, you know, that it's safe to relax and to just, you know, calm down just a little bit. So I just wanted to, again, offer this practice for anybody who's just looking for a space of peace. I wanted to have my son join me to represent for the young folks who might, you know, be feeling some things. He and I have been, he's being a little shy, but he and I have been talking about this, and, you know, he's expressed to me some of a little bit of anxiety that he's been feeling. And so I thought it was important to have him here just to represent, you know, the young voices, because they're impacted too, you know, their school lives and all of that. So I hope there's some young folks out there that are also joining in with us. And so for anybody who does not know me, my name is Rachel. I'm a yoga teacher based in Laurel, Maryland. I've been teaching yoga since 2013, teaching yoga facilitating healing, being a part of just a wellness community is my passion. It's what I love to do. And I'm just really honored and blessed to be able to be here and offer this practice tonight. So the reason I have everybody's camera turned off and microphones muted is, again, because this is going to be a little bit of a larger group. I had a large number of people sign up, and I wanted it to feel like a really safe space. And I felt like turning cameras off, making sure microphones are muted would help to keep the space safe and keep it sacred, and just allow folks to really feel comfortable with the practice. So with my son being nervous, I keep telling him, like, you can't see anybody, you know, you just see your own face. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So again, finding a comfortable seat. If you are new to meditation, don't worry, I'm gonna guide you through the whole practice. You don't have to look a certain way, breathe a certain way. Really, the goal is to just be comfortable and to just allow yourself, again, to find this space in the mind, and, you know, finding peace in the body as well. So finding a comfortable seat. If you are on the floor, again, I invite you to use maybe a cushion, a blanket, a pillow, something that can just give the lower back a little space. When we sit directly on the floor, it can have a tendency to kind of jam up in that lower back area, and that can cause tightness and tension in the lower back. So when we add that little bit of a cushion, it gives the lower back some space. So if you are sitting on the floor, go ahead and find that. If you're on a chair, on a couch, on a bed, anything like that, then go ahead and set your feet so that they are resting on the floor comfortably. And then rest your hands on your thighs. If it feels better, you can drape your wrist over your knees. You can rest your hands at your heart. If your mind is really kind of moving around a lot and just really fluctuating with a lot of thoughts and a lot of anxiety, it might help to place the hands on the belly, maybe one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. I always like to offer that because it connects you with your life force, you know, your breath and your heartbeat, which is always, always, always happening in the present. And so when you reconnect with your breath and you reconnect with your heartbeat, you're actually reconnecting yourself to the present. So finding a tall spine, sitting nice and tall. So just notice if you have any rounding in the back, or if you're kind of like hunched forward like that. You want to sit nice and tall, draw the shoulders up to the ears, and then let the shoulders rest down. You may find that the heart presses forward a little bit more. Notice that you don't have your chin tilted too high or too low, so you feel ease in the back of the neck, almost as though you feel alignment between the back of the head, the back of the neck, and the rest of the spine. And wherever you are, if it feels good, go ahead and close your eyes. And if closing the eyes is not a comfortable space for you, you can always just close the eyes maybe halfway. You can maybe focus your gaze on a spot somewhere in the room or on the floor. And if you do have the eyes closed, just notice that the eyes are soft behind the lid, so you're not squeezing the eyes shut. Notice how you're holding your jawline, so not holding the lips tightly, not clenching your teeth. So just relaxing all of the muscles of the face, softening the lips. And sometimes it helps to open and close the mouth a few times very gently to relax the jaw, or maybe leave a little bit of space between the teeth to keep the jawline nice and soft. And even bring awareness to the space between the eyebrows. Sometimes we can scrunch that up when we're thinking hard, when we're stressed. So notice that that is soft as well, that space between the eyebrows. And let's all take a deep collective breath in and exhale nice and slow out through the mouth. And just really allow yourself to hear your breath. A nice deep breath in. Exhale nice and slow out through the mouth. We'll do that one more time. Nice deep breath in. Exhale nice and slow out through the mouth. Just allowing yourself again to settle in for this practice, for this meditation. And just allowing yourself to notice the sensations moving through your body at this moment. Maybe you're noticing any sensations in the room. So if you have any soft music playing, maybe you hear that. But just allowing yourself to disconnect from the external world, to disconnect from anything happening outside of your doors, and to allow you to connect with this moment, the present, the here and the now. And just keep allowing yourself to breathe in, drawing that breath in nice and deep from the belly. And exhale out. And as you continue to breathe like that, notice that the shoulders soften. Notice how you may be holding your fingers. Are your fingers kind of curled up? Can you soften the fingers, soften your toes? With every exhale, feeling the body coming more into a space of ease. And with every breath in, just noticing how the body expands with air. So you breathe in, you feel the lungs expand, you feel the torso expand. You may even feel expansion in the back of the body. And as you continue finding ease in the body, as the body continues to soften with every exhale, notice what still may be stuck. So if you're experiencing any tension, any tightness, any stress, maybe you're still feeling a little something in your shoulders, your hips. Maybe you're feeling emotionally stuck. Maybe you have a thought that's stuck in your mind, a thought that doesn't serve you. So wherever you may be experiencing tension, tightness, stuckness, if you will, bring awareness to that space or to that place. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, just picture the tension, the tightness, whatever doesn't serve you, leaving your body, leaving your mind, leaving your spirit if you need that as well. And doing that as much as you need to, breathing in, exhaling, picturing the release, letting go of whatever doesn't serve you. Notice how the body continues to soften as you release whatever doesn't serve a place in your body, whatever doesn't serve a place in your mind. And as you continue to breathe in, maybe there's a word that you want to connect with that allows you to find peace of mind. So maybe the word is peace. Maybe the word is safe. But as you breathe in, take in that word and use it as an I am statement. Inhaling, I am safe. I am healthy. I am peace. I am ease. Really feel yourself taking that in as you breathe in. And anything that feels counter to what it is that you're breathing in, exhale that out. And for anyone who may not have a word or who's still looking to connect with something, if it helps, I created a mantra, if you would, that we can use with this practice. And you can repeat to yourself, I am safe. My family is safe. My loved ones are safe. My community is safe. Breathing in. Exhaling out. If your mind wanders with any thoughts, if your mind is distracted in this space, just come back to your breath. Come back to your breath. Reminding yourself again, I am safe. My family is safe. My loved ones are safe. My community is safe. Or again, whatever word it is that you are using that speaks to you. Staying with your breath. Keeping the shoulders soft. And so when we connect our breath, our inhales with what it is that we need, it's like we're feeding our body with that thing. And so instead of feeding our body with anxiety and feeding our body with stress and feeding our body with worry, we're feeding our body with what affirms us. We're feeding our body with what empowers us. We're feeding our body with what makes us feel healthy and whole and safe. So again, exhaling and releasing whatever doesn't serve you. Breathing in and taking in whatever you need. And just to truly honor the space that meditation offers, I'm just going to be silent for about 2 minutes, just to give you a chance to continue connecting with your breath and with this practice. Remembering to stay with your breath. Breathing in deep from the belly, feeling expansion of the lungs, the breath come up into the chest. And just feeling the beautiful release as you exhale. Just remembering that your breath is with you every moment of every day. And so when you feel the stress kind of creeping up, when you feel anxiety creeping up, when you feel yourself going to a place disconnected from the present, disconnected from peace, disconnected from joy, come back to your breath. Tell your body it's safe. Signal to your body that it can relax. We'll take a few more moments just with our breath. Letting every exhale complete before you move into the next inhale. Maybe you're still experiencing tension anywhere in the body. Just continue to use your breath, inviting the tension to leave with the exhale. Inviting the stress to leave with the exhale. Continuing to repeat to yourself whatever word it is that you've connected with for this practice, or repeating to yourself, I am safe, my family is safe, my loved ones are safe, my community is safe. Notice how maybe your belly expands like a balloon, we like to say in yoga, as you breathe in. Notice how the navel draws back to the spine as you breathe out. Notice if your breath is coming from the top of the chest or if you are drawing that breath from the belly. Knowing that these breathing exercises, when we're mindful with our breathing, because we're breathing every moment, but when we take time to mindfully breathe, to mindfully connect with our breath, we're supporting the health of our lungs. So our lungs are said to be in the shapes of teardrops. And when we're not thinking about how we breathe, it's said that we have a tendency to only use the top 20% of the lungs, the very tops of those teardrops. But the more that we engage in mindful breathing practices, the more we use the capacity, the full capacity of the lungs. And we help to protect the health of the lungs, which are the heart, if you will, of the respiratory system. So I'm going to begin to invite you to come back into awareness, but you can keep the eyes closed. I'm going to just share a passage, which is something I love to do at the end of every yoga class, every restorative space that I hold. I always like to end with a passage, just some words to reflect on. But before we move into that passage, just to come back into awareness, again, you can keep the eyes closed, but maybe just begin to gently wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. So when you move into a space of meditation and contemplation, you want to take time to bring yourself back into awareness, because we can float off, to this really beautiful place, and you don't want to shock your system back into the present. So you just very gently come back. This passage I'm going to share is from a book called Journey to the Heart, Daily Meditations on the Path to Freeing Your Soul. The author of this book is called her name is Melody Beattie. And this passage goes, people have many ways of seeking and finding peace. Mantras, chants, or prayers that align the mind with peaceful thoughts, with the river of peace that runs through our universe, are one way of returning to our center. Do you have a favorite prayer, a religious chant, or a saying that helps you, that puts you back on track, that takes your mind to that place of peace within your soul? Value the mantras that touch and heal your mind, the sounds and thoughts that align you with peace. Find and value the words and prayers of your religion, the thoughts that work for you, that connect you to your center. These will help you discover your connection with the universe, the flow of life, the certainty that all is well. You and your life are on track. Know you'll be given all the guidance and grace you need. Find rituals that help you believe that peace is yours, rituals that connect you to the divine in the universe. Ask for peace. Ask in a way that works for you. And so we'll begin to more fully come back into awareness. So again, wiggling your fingers, you can wiggle your toes, you can maybe turn the head from side to side or tilt the head up and down. Sometimes it helps to actually cover the eyes and then open the eyes while they're covered with the hands, and then come back into awareness. Or you can just let the eyes gently flutter open. And if you have a loved one around you, just take a moment, look at that loved one, express gratitude. And so as this passage reminds us, and I specifically chose that passage for this practice tonight, because that's exactly what this meditation is about. It's about finding a practice, finding a tool, finding something that you can use when you feel yourself getting anxious, when you feel yourself getting stressed, when you feel yourself just getting out of alignment with yourself. So, such as the mantra that I offered, I am safe, my family is safe, my loved ones are safe, my community is safe. Something that you can just repeat to yourself that brings you back to a place of peace, that brings you back to a place of ease, that just brings you back to the present moment. And so a mantra doesn't have to be anything super fancy. It can be a word that you just repeat over and over. It can be a sentence, or again, it can be a phrase. So anything, all is well. I am safe. I am healthy. I am happy. But something that tells your mind, your body, and your spirit that thing that it is that you want to speak into your life. And I specifically designed the I am safe mantra because, again, I know this is a time of uncertainty. A lot of people are worried. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people are anxious. There's just a lot of unknown. And I think it's just important to just remind yourself, I am safe. I am safe. My family's safe. My loved ones are safe. We remind ourselves that. It just, again, keeps the mind relaxed and tells the central nervous system, it's okay. I can be relaxed. So before we officially close out, just a couple of thoughts that I wanted to share. I'm looking at my notes that I jotted down because I just wanted to be sure that I got these thoughts across. So this is very interesting times that we're in. I've been saying a lot, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this before, at least in my lifetime. And with something like this going on, it's so easy to be caught in the news and to be caught up in social media and to be watching movies that relate to, what's happening in life right now. But I want to offer to take the news in bites, if you will. Take your social media in bites. Take in information in bites. It's definitely important to be aware. It's definitely important to be vigilant, but you don't want to oversaturate your mind with all of that because that's going to keep you in that place of anxiety. So if you feel yourself getting to a place of taking just too much in, and sometimes that can happen even just if you're kind of on Facebook too long, you're on Instagram too long, you have that moment of like, oh my God, I've just been taking all this stuff in. You can immediately change that. Repeat your mantra. Come back to your word. Come back to your practice. Take a breath. Go for a stretch outside, even if it's just stepping outside of your front door or if it's just opening up the window, letting some air into the room. But you can just immediately change your thought. You can immediately change the environment, if you would, taking yourself again away from the news and looking outside at what is still going on, that all is well, the sun is shining, your kids, and with the kids, yes, it can be, a stressful time. I think about the families that are really, really impacted in a hard way by the shift that all of this has caused. But in general, I have been saying we've been sort of practicing social distancing by being on our phones and having these really long work weeks and just being all involved in our work. And sometimes we don't even see our families until, we're saying goodnight to them or having a quick meal with them or in passing on the weekend. So this is a time where we can connect with our family. We can connect with ourselves. You can maybe do a book challenge with your kids or with your mate. Just find ways to make the most of this time because there may come a point in your life where you'll say, I wish I had that time, with that person again. I wish I had, 2 weeks to hang out all day, with my kid again. But see if you can find something, a silver lining, if you would, see if you can find something that just allows you to stay in joy, to stay in peace, and to just try and stay present. So I think with that, if anybody wants to stay connected with me, I am on Instagram and Facebook under Rachel Voss Yoga. If anybody is looking to build or maintain their home practice, I know yoga studios are having to close. The community center here where I teach, they're suspending classes. And I know that can be really challenging. And this is a time where I feel like it's really, really important to keep up the practices of going within. I am offering online yoga sessions, meditations, guided relaxations, whatever you need. You can find all that information through my Instagram page. Again, Rachel Voss Yoga, or you can find me on Facebook at Rachel Voss Yoga. And if you want me to get in touch with you, you can drop your email in the chat box there. If there's any questions or anything that you would like to ask me that you'd like me to follow up with, again, you can drop your information in the chat box. Anything you want to offer, young sir? He promised me he wasn't going to do that. Okay, well, this is your debut to the world, kids. All right, well, with that, I'm looking through my notes one more time. I think that's it. So I wish everybody health. I wish everybody to be safe, to be well. I just want to see what's coming up in the chat box there. Okay, I appreciate you too. And just be safe, be well, keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing, and namaste.